So the thing to understand, of course, 345. Yeah, right. The important to understand, of course, is, in my opinion, these are all transition foods which will help you move from one level to the other level. Go from here to there, you can't just jump straight away. People like Sarah help you to move along the path and slowly reach where you want to get. And the various things that she does helps people to actually implement. Now, that's the most important thing. We can listen to Dr. Pramod Tripathi, we can clap hands, we can do everything, but unless we actually do what he says, it's not going to help us. And how to do it, what are the challenges to overcome, that's something people like Sarah talk about. Now, a very interesting thing is she's second generation in the sense I know her dad, and her dad is vegan. He's there right there, and so he's doing the things, and now he's passing the baton on to the daughter, and she's carrying it forward to the next generation. We have people old, white hair, him and me. So people will listen to us, not listen to us, but the younger generation has a better connect with the next generation, and they'll be able to explain things in a way that people like us can't explain. So let me just introduce you to Sarah. She's 19 years old. Very good. Starting early. She's a Sharan executive, certified speaker and cooking instructor with a flair for jazz dance. Are you going to perform that for us? No. Maybe one step. Okay, she's performed on many stage shows. She's also a sports enthusiast. What sports do you play? Badminton, basketball. Wow. She believes in eating right and respecting animals is the way to be. She likes to have different kind of beverages as long as they are easy to whip up and yummy-licious too. So I think what she's going to talk to you about is, I think, super sips or supper sips? What is it? Super sips, yeah. There's a website got a spelling mistakes. This is supper sips, I was wondering. Super sips for children 8 to 16 years. So before we hand over the mic to her and, I want to ask her a couple of questions. So Sarah, how did you get started on this?
My parents showed me this documentary called Earthlings, which is a very graphic documentary on how animals are treated in all different types of industries like the fashion, science, food, etc., which just turned our whole life 180 degrees. And since then, we've not looked back, and our whole family, my parents, me, and my sister, turned vegan. And we all started working for this cause. And so all four of us are now.
Okay, now, when you started on this journey, how old were you?
I was 15.
You were 15. So what was the reaction from your friends when you were doing this kind of I mean, you go for a party, they all are having Coke and Pepsi and pizza and pasta and cake and wafers, and you're not having any of this. So what is the reaction and how did you handle it?
Well, the thing was, we were a hardcore non-vegetarian family and like a lot of junk. So once we turned vegan, it was like even more shocking for people because they thought, I would never be someone like this. And I just kept educating myself so that I would be stronger in, communicating why this is what's the reason what I do. And so when I used to go out, first it used to be difficult. I had walked out of a Christmas party because there was meat in front of me. And then I decided that if you guys are my friends and respect my decision, I do not want a dead body on the table. So since then, the not true friends start slipping out, and I was completely fine. And new people started entering my life who respected and follow the same life that I do, a non-violent way.
So you got into fights and arguments?
Oh, yes, a lot. I mean, young blood, so it's like boiling, so we're ready to fight any moment.
Yeah, when I was of her age, well, not of her age, I started 30 years old. I used to get into fights and arguments with everybody. And you're doing rubbish, you're killing yourself, you're hurt. And then after the hair became white a little bit, I understood that that's not the way to go. So nowadays I keep my mouth shut, and only when people like Sharan come and ask me to talk, I come and talk. Otherwise I mostly save my breath to cool my porridge. Because the thing is that you have to show by example what Sarah is doing. If you do it, people see the results, they come and ask you, hey, what is it you're doing? Why are you doing this? What benefits are you getting? And then say, okay, I want to try, tell me more. That's where you speak. Whereas if you go on, typically what happens is when you start on this journey, like what Dr. Tripathi said, you get wonderful results. You say, hey, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's a miracle. I got so much of benefit. I want the whole world to get the benefit. And we get very angry when other people are not willing to listen to us. Yeah. But what we have to realize is that everybody is at their own position, own pace, and we can't push them more than what we can really push them. So we live our own life, do what the best we can, and show by example, what is it that we can do. So I think there's anything else I want to ask Sarah. Okay, what is your favorite drink of all the stuff that you do?
Well, it's actually the nut butter one. It's delicious. So normally I make a chocolate smoothie. That's my favorite. But I thought for something special for Ahimsa, I'll make a one with almond butter, and it just tastes so delicious and very tasty. And I've made a lot of my friends tried, and they all loved it. So I'm pretty sure it'll be a hit.
Okay, do you often face a question from people that this is all very expensive stuff and only rich people can afford it?
Yes, a lot of people do say that, and I just say like, what is your priority, like your health or like money right now? Because if you wanna like in a few years, if you actually wait for health to be deteriorated and you actually need to go to the hospital, you actually spend more money over there than you ever would if you follow the proper healthy diet. And the thing is, as you have a lot of food with fiber, more fruits and veggies and stuff, you get full more often. I mean, more easily. So therefore, you decrease the amount of food you eat. So actually, it's more cost effective this way than the other way.
See, the basic problem in all this, everybody knows Baygon, rat poison or whatever. Why doesn't anybody drink it? Because when you drink it, you're going to die. So nobody drinks it. But if you have a glass of milk, you have a glass of Pepsi Cola, you have a chicken burger, nothing happens immediately. So you think that, oh, it's fine, nothing has happened. But the problem with all these things is it's a long term. If it's not what happens today or tomorrow, the bill will come to pay. And when it comes to pay, like you said, at that time you don't have a choice. You go to a doctor, he says, 25,000, 10,000, 5,000, whatever. And those of you who have got family and relatives who've gone to hospital, you know how the bills build up. Anyway, so that's going a little bit away from the topic. Let's get back to a little bit more happier matters. We'll have super sips, and I'll hand over to Sarah to take you through cooking demonstration. Thank you.
So the first one that I'm gonna do is apple pie, and so we have 1 cup of thin coconut milk. You don't need to buy it. You can make it at home. It's quite easy. You just cut your coconuts and then you grind it with a bit of water. And then we have the apple chopped. This is organic. Of course, everything that I'm using over here is organic. And one thing you have to keep in mind when you're using all these fruits is do not ever peel it. Because people, even if you're buying non-organic, because maybe whatever reasons you're buying non-organic, even then don't peel the apples because all the nutrients lies right underneath the peel. So even with even if it's non-organic, the poison seeps right inside. So peeling it would not really make a difference because it's inside as well. So never peel the apples. So anything, just remember how a monkey eats. So a monkey will peel the banana. It will remove the skin of the papaya. So you remove the skin of that. But anything that the monkey does not peel, do not peel it. You can have it as the same way like they do. Obviously, you got to remove the seeds. So I put 1 apple and then I'm putting walnuts. 2 tablespoons. So you have 2 tablespoons of walnuts, and so nuts are something. So we don't have oils in a whole plant-based diet. We avoid processed and refined food. So what is oil? Is just basic fat. You remove the fiber and the nutrients from all the nuts. So you don't want that. You're actually eating food for the nutrients and the fiber. So now with the walnuts, it looks like a brain, so it's good for the brain. So kids, you should have the walnuts. And then next we have half teaspoon of vanilla extract. So we don't use vanilla essence because that's just a lot of chemicals. So instead we use a vanilla extract, and again organic.
Zara, where do you get vanilla extract?
Any organic shop. You can buy it online as well. And if you go to
this is a USA brand. Otherwise, Pure and Sure have a very good vanilla extract, and vanilla powder is available. Even vanilla stem is it. So all we can be.
Yeah, you can. If you're using the vanilla stem, use a bit of it because it's natural and it's very concentrated. So for the sweetener, if you want more sweetness, according to that, you add dates. So I'm adding 2 dates. So we avoid sugar again because it really is just pure chemicals. It starts as sugarcane and it doesn't look anything like it by the end of it. And the amount of chemicals that are there in it, and it decreases your immunity system. So for kids, it's really bad because then they're prone to more problems and diseases, hyperactivity. So we try to use natural sweeteners. Over here, I've used dates, but you can use raisins and figs and anjeer according to whatever the season is. And then we have cinnamon. So what I've done is I've grinded the cinnamon sticks, and I'm using a 3/4 teaspoon. And we add a bit of water. So I'm using the mixer Vega blend, but you can use any which one you have. We have a lot of smoothies, so therefore we use this. Yeah. Should I? Okay, until then, I'll give you guys in. Yeah.
Vanilla extract, why are we putting it? Is that important? Or even if we can put vanilla extract, what is the why are we putting vanilla extract? Just for flavoring, right? So if we don't even put it, is that okay? Because I didn't get it easily available. That means so. It's available in any organic shop. Okay. Vanilla stamp is also available. Okay, but we are using a cinnamon. That is also fine. That's fine. Huh? So we can omit this thing. And dates, which one are you using? Anything organic. We only use the organic. So there's no particular any this thing organic. Buy the seed one. Never buy the seedless one. Okay. Sorry. This is a Vega blend, and that is we tied up with Sharon, and it's a very good blender and a very powerful one. So actually, we need a very good quantity in our house, so that's the reason we are using it. Otherwise, you can. So many other options are there now.
Then the name is Vega Blender, so I thought it was to do something with the these products. Or
No, 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 not.
हॅलो मी येऊ अरे तुमची कोण नाही इथे या कॅमेरावर नितीन सरांना देवांग सरांना फोन कर फटकन थांब थांब
Hello. Yeah, can we use it for children under 8 years? This recipe. Okay.
Yes.
नितेश
Yeah.
हेलो सर वो आकाश के पास जाओ ना वो कैमरा पे वो मीडिया का कुछ है ना उधर जल्दी जाओ जरा
Yeah, we will be giving it for tasting.
नहीं उनको उसने अर्जेंट बोला है इसलिए
Any other
सब
kids
कुछ
want to
होगा
come
ना।
and taste it?
कोई नहीं है मैंने इनको आपके पास ही भेजा है।
We all are going.
हाँ
It will finish at the night, See, all the kids are good.
Okay, so until then, can I?
Okay, the rest can. Did you try it? Nice.
So the other one is a healthy shamrock shake. That's like the only green shake I've added. kids, and so after this we'll be having greens. Now the thing that what I do is I like to prefer tasteless greens because when I'm having chocolate and everything, I don't want some other leaf contradicting the taste and messing it up. But this is the only one where I've used greens that actually have their own taste and which I like. So mint I've used, and until they're tasting and all. So in Sharan we have rules when we're having a smoothie. So these are just for kids, so that's why I've not added banana or greens and everything, so that they like it. Because once if a kid does not like their smoothie the first time, then they will repel it every single time. So we start, giving them really tasty ones, and then they will develop a taste for it. Like when I started out, I needed to have 2 or 3 dates at least. But now I don't even use dates for sweetener because you go back to your natural taste buds where you don't need so much sweetness. Now, for smoothies, you have to remember that it has to be had on an empty stomach because the digestive system processes that are there for fruits and raw food is completely different with cooked food, and they digest fast. The raw food digests fast, and cooked food takes a lot of time, so it will ferment, give you gas. So always have a smoothie on an empty stomach. And the second thing is spinach. You shouldn't eat spinach more than once, the raw form, more than once a week because it has a lot of protein. Another thing is it has oxalates, which prevents the absorption of some other nutrients. So therefore, we have it once a week, and it's really good with protein. So don't avoid it, but once a week. And the third one is yes.
Bookworm spinach.
No.
He's asking every twice in the week.
Spinach more than once in a bookworm.
Yeah, you can.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's fine.
Raw you can have
अरे नहीं देख,
No,
वो
raw
थोड़ी
once
देर
a
में हो
week.
जाएगा
Cooked
ठीक.
form, it's fine.
अरे वो अभी थोड़ी देर में हो जाएगा ठीक, अभी बरोबर.
Banana.
अरे वो अरे हिल से
So
दूसरे
then
रहते हैं,
I'll follow up with the rules as we go ahead. And this one is the healthy shamrock shake. I have one overripe large frozen banana. So why I freeze it? It because when you blend it, it gives you a nice creamy taste, like a little bit of an ice cream kind of taste. So once you get your bananas from wherever you get it, let it ripe. People think that once it's blackened, it's like kharab. No, that's when the time it's the most sweetest. But you will not prefer it, so therefore remove the peel, put it in a container and put it in the freezer. And as every time you want a smoothie, it's more easier. Just let it out, let it thaw for 2 minutes, and then use it. So I'm using one frozen banana. Healthy shamrock shake. If you want the recipes, just share there or email. Okay, just come meet us at the Sharon counter and just share your details and we will mail them to you. Yeah? And the next we have the cocoa nibs as well as the chocolate chips. So the proper form that I use is the cacao nibs. They are the purest form of cocoa. But today we have the choco chips as well. But a lot of I recommend using it very little because it does have sugar. So for today I will add cocoa nibs. But in case, just an option for kids as per taste. So you can add as per your taste. Some people like a little more dark, some people like it less. So then I'm adding how much ever I prefer. And then we have peppermint, so which is mint. And you can either use the extract or you can use the fresh mint. Both are fine. And if you're using the extract, 1/4 teaspoon, and if you're using the fresh, then 1/4 cup. Wash it, obviously. And it tastes good, huh? And then we have 1 cup of coconut milk. And with this, I'm adding 1/4 cup of spinach. Yeah.
You don't blanch it when you eat. But it's actually good to blanch it. You remove the oxalates. Raw is the best way of that. But it's actually difficult to digest.
Yeah. Just tell me.
Yeah, is it spinach difficult to digest in your
Not at all. Not at all.
What is the question?
Huh?
Raw.
Blanch it.
Why can't you blanch it and
Okay.
instead of raw?
The Sharon counter is stall number 3,
Where the buttermilk is.
where the buttermilk is. And I'm adding a bit of water and a pinch of salt just to bring out the flavor. So what we're using over here is the Himalayan pink salt. So the oxidized salt, everybody knows it's super bad for you and it has iodine. So we use the natural organic form. Either you can have the rock salt or the Himalayan pink salt. So what I have here is the Himalayan pink salt. Even the black salt, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that's fine as well.
Black salt have a flavor. So this plain salt, rock salt don't have any flavor. So I prefer using rock salt. Okay.
So I've added one overripe large frozen banana, cacao nibs or choco chips, up to you. Peppermint extract, so instead of that I've used fresh mint, that's 1/4 cup, and 1 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of spinach, and a pinch of salt to taste.
1/4 cup milk is coconut milk.
Yeah, 1 cup coconut milk. And this milk is like yeah. I think no sweet.
No date ingredients.
Again,
Anything optional.
so I wanted a little more sweeter, so I'm adding 1 dates and 1 banana. Yeah. See, it depends from banana to banana. So when sometimes there's a special type of banana that comes, each banana is different, so you gotta taste according to that. How ripe is it? Which is the farm that you're getting it from, and all that. Dates, I've used 3.
Yes,
Yeah,
so this will be a sweet chef for
yeah. All of them are a bit sweet.
because we have added spinach, right?
Yeah, it will be sweet. It won't be bitter. The spinach. Actually, I add spinach when I have chocolate because it's a tasteless one. Lal Mat, spinach, all of these don't have any taste. So you can use them for when you don't want the kids to know there's anything green in it. And you had a question?
Yes, about the ingredients.
I'll come.
You mentioned that it should be taken empty stomach. The apple pie one which you've ate.
So is it like after, like in the evening we have after lunch and also can be taken or
No,
In
no.
the morning
If you've
only?
had some cooked food, then wait for like about 3 hours or something before having. Like when I go before going for a workout for energy, I have that. And if I come back and I'm on an empty stomach, again I'll have it because it's just I'd love it. So
No, so in the evening I'm asking. Morning I know that morning
yeah,
we should
empty
have.
stomach.
So evening also like there's a gap in
After the lunch, when you have the evening snacks, you will have a break of 3 hours.
right.
Then you have it.
We can then.
Yeah, that is the empty stomach because your food is digested within 3 hours.
Okay.
Understood?
The second thing was if cocoa nibs are not there, can we put cocoa powder?
Of course, you can use a cocoa powder. I always prefer organic one because the other one have milk solids are there, including maida. They put maida and cocoa powder equal proportion. If you are buying the cocoa nib, it is expensive because they are not adding anything. Understood? Okay.
Thank you.
Replace that bottle, no? Like Cadbury cocoa powder.
Yes.
Yeah, it contains milk solids are there. Milk solids and sugar is there.
Replace for dinner.
Whatever it is, you just read the ingredients. They have milk solids. Sorry?
Cocoa powder.
Yeah, it may be, but I don't know. But normally that is the way they. That is absolutely fine. But I prefer organic one. Yes. Somebody else. When you froze the banana, it is like a creamy texture. Otherwise, it will be a watery texture. So we want the smoothie or shake like a McDonald's shake. So when you freeze the banana, the taste is like exactly like, and you try it yourself. Both the way you try it, you can really make out the difference. You can make it, but only the taste you can. Sorry? No, not at all. Not at all. She's having good.
Yeah, the next is my favorite chocolate almond buttercup. Come this way. Yeah, sorry, my bad. But you'll get the recipe if you want. Okay, one overripe large frozen banana, cocoa nibs or chocolate chips. Cocoa and chocolate chips, you can have it according to what your taste is. Then 1/4 cup fresh mint. Yeah, if you just come to the Sharon stall number 3, you'll be able to get we'll email you the recipe.
No, we will continue later after this. After the class, we'll give.
I have very less time, so I'm 2 minutes. Sorry, I'll meet me after this, otherwise I'll give it to them. Then we have the chocolate almond buttercup. That's my favorite.
1 second, how is it? Nice. Spinach, huh? Please clap for them.
Chocolate. Chocolate almond buttercup. So now I have the almond milk, which is very easy to make. You just soak it for 4 to 8 hours. 8 hours overnight, you soak it, and then you remove the water. So after you soak it, remove the water that is soaked, and then use fresh water and then blend it. And you can strain the fiber out, and you get the milk. Even with this, you can blend
And throw the water.
it. This is the sieved one. Yeah, that's fine.
With the spoon. Karen never throws the spoon.
Hello. Yes. We told you we normally use organic ones, so you just pick up any organic ones and just soak overnight. Whenever you want to make a milk, just soak overnight, remove the water, and put 6 to 7 almonds for 1 cup of milk. Then just put it in the blender, add water, and blend it. Okay, and if you need any flavor, just put the cardamom and dates and you can have it. But whenever you give to the children, just sieve it and give. Don't play around with them. Okay, you do whatever you want, and you can give to the husband also, but don't to the children.
So I've added 1.5 bananas because it's a small banana, so I'm gonna add that. And I have 1 cup of almond milk. So always, mostly for my smoothies, if I'm having a smoothie with milk, I stick to coconut milk. But this is only one and the second one where I'm using only different nut milk because it's heavy. So I have the almond milk here. So half cup of almond, I've soaked it for 8 hours, drained the water, then added new water and blended it. And then you strain it. As for we are using it for kids, so therefore we're straining it. This much milk comes out of half cup of almond, sorry. Then 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And even the cocoa powder amount will vary according to the brand of cocoa powder you're using. This one is a very dark one, so therefore only I use like 2 tablespoons. If yours will be one with a little less flavor, so then use a little bit more of it. Taste according to your taste. And then comes the 2 tablespoons of almond butter. So what you do to make almond butter is, again, we make it at home. You take almonds and you roast it. And after roasting it, you blend it in a small blender. and just keep blending it, high powered blender, and it'll melt like proper butter, and you use that. It's so simple to make almond butter. This is the consistency that will come.
Hello.
What brand of cocoa powder do you use?
Actually, in organic shop, Pescati is there. That's a one of the good brand. Even Manson and this is also a very good brand. Yeah, this one is also. They also have a cacao powder. This is a two good organic brands, I can tell you.
Excuse me. I just wanted to know whether the skin has to be removed for the butter and the.
No, even for the almond, you do not. Just remember, don't remove the skin of anything unless it's a monkey will remove it. Now, if a monkey is having nuts, will it remove the almond? It won't.
Okay.
Again, all the nutrients lie just underneath the skin. So never avoid that.
Okay, but it has to be strained for children.
No, almond butter.
This is butter.
Okay.
So just chop the almonds, roast it, and put it in a blender, chutney blender.
Okay.
Do it for continuously 6 to 7 minutes. Then you will get such kind of a butter.
Okay.
Otherwise, normal butter contains lots of chemicals, oils, and preservatives. This is the natural way of oil. Okay, this butter you can keep it outside for 3 months. There is no need of keeping it in the fridge. This butter stays outside.
Rose, how much did you?
Butter, 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. Okay. Yes. Just take 1 cup of almonds, chop it and roast it. Then you put it in a normal Indian chutney jar, small jar. Just put it till the brim, because when you make powder, then it will become less. Continuously do it for 6 to 7 minutes. It will be not even 6 to 7 minutes. Before that only it will done. Okay, but you have to roast it properly because then only that oil will release. Otherwise, it will not release the oil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Directly chop it. Any for milk you soak it. For butter you don't soak it. You roast it. Chop it and roast it. Then I'm adding 1 date.
Is there any water while blending the butter?
No,
Not even a drop.
no. It has its oil. We just need the oil for the butter. For the milk, you need water, but for the butter, you just need the oil. So just roast it and make it. So I'm using 2 dates because again depends on the banana, and I think this banana needs a little more sweetener. So I'm adding 2 dates instead of 1. So to make sure what bananas you're using. Sorry. And a bit of sea salt. I'm repeating the recipe. So I have 1 cup almond milk, 1 banana, 2 tablespoon cocoa powder, 2 tablespoon almond butter, 1 date or 2 dates, and a dash of sea salt. Himalayan salt, sea salt, whichever salt you're using, rock salt. Fine. Yeah.
Wait.
1 minute.
Go.
And this one again, it has almond butter and almond milk, so it's quite rich and quite thick. So the quantity you won't be able to have a lot. So just make sure it's very less given to the kids, like maybe once a week or max to max 2 times a week. So yeah. I'll start with the next one. While you're tasting that, I'll tell you guys the last one. We have the cinnamon bun. So for the cinnamon bun smoothie, I'm using 1 cup of cashew milk. So instead of making the milk and then putting it, it's very simple for cashew milk. I again soak the cashews and then remove the water and then add it directly. You don't need to sieve this. With the almonds, we needed to sieve it. That's why we made it separately and then added it to the smoothie. This one, you can just directly add the soaked cashews. Then again, 1 banana. I'm adding 1.5. Yeah. Because we got it from travel. You can't keep it frozen. This is, I've added 2.5 bananas and 1/4 cup oats. So you have to use, remember, now again, processed, refined, you have to remember all these issues. What I'm using is rolled oats, or you can use steel cut oats. The Quaker oats and the instant oats, they are not food. It's just, there's nothing in it, no nutrients in it. So you have to make sure you have organic steel cut or rolled oats. So for over here, we're using rolled oats.
I will explain you about the rolled oats. Okay, rolled oats is like a red poha. Okay, it is thicker. The other one, cucur one, is completely maida. It's the outer cover is gone out. So no nutrition, nothing. It's almost like a maida. Okay, so always use the rolled oat. Steel cut oats is like a dalia. Okay, dalia. So here we are using the rolled oats. It's a thicker one. Okay.
So I've added a bit of water and now 2 dates. And then a half teaspoon cinnamon. Cinnamon powder. And this is our last smoothie. The time's up, so this is the last smoothie. So if anyone wants the recipes, please don't forget to come to the Sharan counter and give your information. We'll mail it to you. 4A. Sorry, our stall number is 4A. And we have buttermilk over there, so that's another drink that's easy to make. So you can get the recipe from there as well. Any other questions before I finish this? I'll repeat the recipe. Okay. I'll just taste it and I'll tell you. Oh, it's not good. I like it. Little bit of blending. So the cinnamon bun, 1 cup cashew milk. So you're going to know how to put the cashew milk. Soak it and add it. 1 banana. Depends on your banana again. 1/4 cup steel cut or rolled oats, 2 dates, and half teaspoon of cinnamon powder. Yeah? 8 hours overnight.
And how much is 1 cup of cashew milk is? How much cashews you put in it?
How much cashews you want? Quarter cup. The kids can come for the last lot.
Okay, Sarah, are you done?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so what another thing that Sharon does is we, as he said, we support, we have a backbone for the vegan community to follow it in a whole plant-based, healthier way. So we have cooking classes for kids and adults, where who people who are just starting out into this lifestyle. We have a basic class on the first of every month. So if you want to join, this is the best way to enter in. And we have a farmers market every week at the weekends. It happens in Thane, Powai, Malad, and Juhu. So do come there. You get organic food, you get organic produce, your groceries, everything you'll get over there. We do have farm visits. That's one important thing if you want the kids to be more connected to and understand where their veggies come from. They feel more connected, and it opens up their creativity and everything like that. So do go for farm visits, which we organize. So connect with us, and we can help you out to take it from there.
Let's give a big hand to Sarah.
Yeah, I'd like to invite Sonali. Sonali, can you please come and give a memento? Thank you very much, Sarah. So one of the perks of being a compare is I get to taste even though I'm not a kid. So I got to taste the smoothie. It's pretty good. I wouldn't mind having it every day. I had this already. One more. I don't mind. Good. So, like I said, so people are vegan for health reasons. People are vegans for environmental reasons. And people are vegan for reasons of anti-animal cruelty. And that is actually one of the most powerful reasons. See, what happens is, in our current world, the way we live, there's a big separation between the whole cycle. In the earlier days, if you were a hunter-gatherer, if you wanted to eat a deer, you'd have a bow, you'd have an arrow, you'd have to go and chase that deer, and it'll run into the forest. You have to go chasing, and finally, when it gets tired, you have to shoot it, and you have to kill it. Or if you want beef, you have to go and slaughter a cow yourself. So, and then when you slaughter the cow, you get all the blood and all the stuff. So, what has happened in today's world is we have separated all that. All that work is done by somebody else. We don't see it. We don't know it. For us, it comes nicely packaged Venki's chicken or some eggs or whatever it is. So, we haven't seen the entire process. If we see and if we ask our children to see the entire process of how chicken or beef or pork or whatever it is made, I am pretty sure that many of them will immediately go off and say, this is not something I want to do. If you want to eat an apple, you go to a tree and you pluck the apple and you have it. It's not any great act of violence. The tree is producing an apple for you because it wants you to propagate the seed. So it's a symbiotic relationship. But the cow is not producing milk for you. It's producing milk for its young ones. The chicken is not producing its flesh. It's for itself. So we are actually taking away somebody's life. And the most important thing is that these creatures don't have a voice. We have a voice. We can talk. We can say, "Ye injustice ho raha, ye ho raha, this person is being killed. Jamal Khashoggi was killed, or whatever was done." So we have a voice. But there are these animals which don't have a voice. And our next speaker is actually the voice of these animals. That is why her talks are very powerful and very, very moving. And those of you who will see, very often people become overnight, converts. So let me introduce you to our next speaker. So it's a huge CV she's got. She's a very, very renowned person. Ingrid Newkirk. She's a founder of PETA. PETA is the people for the ethical treatment of animals. Until the age of 21, she had given no thought to any of this stuff. And then finally, when she a neighbor abandoned some kittens, and she took them to an animal shelter, and there she saw cleaning the kennels and how the cruelty cases were being handled there. And as president and co-founder of PETA, Ingrid has led the world's largest animal rights organization for more than 35 years. PETA has exposed horrific animal abuse in laboratories. Another thing, in the labs, in the name of testing, they do such unimaginable cruelty to the animals. Like if you want to test something like a eardrop, eye drop, or a lipstick or something. They put it into the animal's eyes, rub it in. So it's like cruelty. I mean, you get into the details. I don't want to get into the details right now. But, she has got into the animal laboratories, and this has resulted in cancelling of funding, closing of facilities, the largest horse slaughter operation in North America. And her basic dedication, passion and dedication is to make this world a better place. And for all living beings, not just for human beings. And her campaigns to promote cruelty-free living have made the front pages of every newspaper, including Times of India, Washington Post, Hindu, India Today, everything. And she has been the subject of 2 documentaries. The BBC has made one called Ingrid Newkirk, The Naked Revolutionary, and HBO's acclaimed I Am Animal, which has won film awards for the best documentary. So, I can go on and on and on and on. So there is a, then, that's not quite right. I don't want to steal thunder. So I'd like to invite Ingrid on stage, and I'd like to ask her a couple of questions before I hand over the mic to her. Welcome, Ingrid. Okay, I have a couple of questions for you. One question is, been doing this for 35 years. 38 years, sorry. Website is 35. My mistake, my bad. 38 years. What gives you the energy to carry on after such a long period with the same amount of intensity?
Well,